the first thing we need to do is get a lasting ceasefire to get the Strait open. But I fear that, Iran is actually in a pretty strong position right now. And also the issue of no enrichment. I mean, we let the Israelis move that red line. That was not President Trump's initial starting point. He basically said Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. The former regime agreed with that. They were in talks about what level of enrichment would be tolerated. But now we're hung up on this Israeli
Well, Joe, now they're going to break to the bomb. I hate to interrupt you, but
100%.
They're totally going to break to the bomb now. For the rest of our lives, for the rest of our children's lives, we now have to worry about an Iran that will wake up every day and say, well, they didn't invade North Korea. I worry now this has put an incentive structure in place that makes a nuclear Iran more likely. Is that something that, what do you think the duration on that would be?
I think you're spot on. I think that's just common sense. I mean, right now, every country that doesn't have a nuclear weapon is looking at North Korea and saying what you just said. They're like, who's not getting invaded right now? North Korea is not. So they're actually looking like the smartest country in the world right now. All of the former Iranian leaders who had basically said, like, hey, I don't think we should trust the Americans and the Israelis. We should probably make a bomb so we don't get the Gaddafi treatment, so we don't get the Saddam treatment. Right now, they've been vindicated as well. The current supreme leader, the son of the one that we killed, he for a long time, as far as we know, had questioned his father's fatwa and the prohibition on a nuclear weapon. We know a lot of the IRGC guys had basically said, no, we need a bomb as well. So I agree with your assessment. Like, it's the first chance they get, they're going to buy a nuclear weapon. They're going to make a nuclear weapon some way, shape, or form, because we basically just showed them that if you don't have one, then we will come in and do whatever we want to your country. And other countries are going to see that too, unfortunately.
Well, the IRGC is in control of Iran now. No one disputes that. And just where the framework is on these negotiations, where the Overton window is, the IRGC is going to be in control of Iran when all of the dust settles here. And then you're saying they'll have more of an incentive and an ambition, we both are saying it, to go get that bomb. But what that also means is there's conflict with what you said about Israel's goals. Because if you pair your analysis of Israel's objectives here with where Iran is likely to be, that leads to failure. They will not achieve that objective. Do you worry about Israel using the bomb that they obviously have?
I do. Unfortunately, like if the goal inside of Iran is 100% regime change or no regime whatsoever, a complete decapitation of everyone who's in power right now, there's like one of two ways to do that. Even some of the language that President Trump was using just a couple weeks ago about total surrender, I mean, that too leaves us with very few options. You can basically either go in with a massive ground force that I don't think even we can muster with the full might of our military or a real coalition, because Iran is just so big, beat the population into submission that way, which would be a long and grueling process, or you're basically left with you use some kind of a nuclear weapon to bring them to their knees the way that Japan was brought to their knees. So I understand that President Trump uses the bombastic language as a negotiating tool. Mm-hmm. I just fear that if he keeps using the bombastic language and we keep running out of options and the negotiations keep getting sabotaged by the Israelis, that he's going to be left with very few options, and he's going to start having people whisper in his ear, well, you could just use a nuclear weapon.
I don't worry about Trump doing that at all, Joe. I mean, I've talked to him a lot about opening that Pandora's box. I have no worry about President Trump using a nuclear weapon. What I worry about is he uses the bombastic language well. He uses it as kind of a fire and ice thing to get deal flow going and to get terms flushed out. But that's not how the Israelis roll. When they hear him say total and complete destruction, my worry is if they were to use the bomb, they would say, well, we were kind of given a tacit green light by President Trump's comments, even though that's never what President Trump would do or what he would intend. I want to talk about Lebanon because it does appear to be the sticking point. It doesn't sound like you think Iran is just going to abandon their Hezbollah proxies in Lebanon. They're not going to just agree and say, well, you don't want Lebanon in the deal? Very well. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd love to know what your basis is for that viewpoint. But then also, Joe, one of the things that breaks my heart is that what we see in Gaza and in Lebanon is not going to make Israel safer. Like, do you worry that the images of the destruction in Lebanon will create more of a terrorism risk for the citizens of Israel?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the images coming out of Gaza, coming out of Lebanon, Iran as well, they're going to create more terrorists, more people who are inspired to attack either Israel or attack us here at home. Homegrown terrorism, major issue as well. In terms of Hezbollah not wanting to, or Iran not wanting to give up Hezbollah, has been one of their more effective proxy fighting forces. They've invested heavily in it. The Israelis did through the pager operation and the killing of Nasrallah. They really dealt them a serious blow. And so I think Iran realizes right now, while they have some advantage by being able to choke off the Strait of Hormuz, that they can kind of negotiate a better position. Now, I think as long as we don't blow up the negotiations right now on Hezbollah, I think later on we will have some trade space with the Iranians to negotiate them to kind of back off the Hezbollah issue a little bit. I just don't think it's the hill for us to die on right now, which is why we've got to restrain Israel and go after our objectives.
Some of the left-wing media are freaking out over this new contract between us at OANN and YouTube TV.
It's dangerous that One America News is being platformed on such a large digital streaming pay TV provider. You're freaking out about the fact that people have choice. You know, like people can't be allowed to hear what they have to say. OAN is not the only channel on YouTube TV. There's like dozens of them. So if you don't like what's being said here, we hope you stay, but there's many other things going on in the world. This is how the left operates, Alicia. They operate in censorship. They don't believe in choice and letting people do their own homework. This is the way the authoritarian left works. They don't believe in choice because they don't like the fact that we don't live in the 1960s anymore with 3 networks and your local newspaper.
We have to respect freedom of the press, the First Amendment, free speech. Remember that.
I want to begin tonight by welcoming and thanking all of our new viewers on YouTube TV. Overnight, One America News welcomed a potential 9.4 million new viewers on YouTube TV. So on behalf of everyone here at OAN, welcome to One America News. We are incredibly excited to have you.
This will allow all YouTube TV subscribers to enjoy 16 hours of live news coverage every single day, as well as all of AWE's lifestyle, travel, and family programming. And it will be available in YouTube TV's baseline package. Now, the Vice President and Global Head of Media at YouTube, Justin Connolly, said this about it. Our goal has always been to provide our subscribers with a wide range of content, which is why we're excited to bring One America News to YouTube TV. This partnership gives One America News access to our growing audience, while also giving our subscribers even more choice when it comes to news and entertainment. And we here at The Real Story are extremely grateful for the opportunity to now reach a wider audience. And we're also grateful for the time you give us each and every single day. And we're excited for the future at this amazing network.